Hi guys, in this video we'll be making these two little silly costumes for Schleich horses. So I first took a picture of these two figurines and imported it into my tablet, and I'm just sketching out a rough idea of what I want to make just to have a reference later on, because it's harder if you don't even have any idea what you're aiming for. So for this guy, I'm making this funny looking suit, and for the mare, I'm thinking maybe a little dress and a hat type of thing. I don't know. Well, these probably be used in a movie or series I might make, but I don't know yet. Well, anyways, now I have our sketch. I can move on to making it, and I chose this fabric for the dress. Looking back, I think it was the worst way to make it, but I just sewed the hemlines in with my sewing machine, and then I glued embroidery floss all over the stitch marks to cover them up, because I was too lazy to switch up the thread to a lighter color, and it was black and it was ugly. And then I added a collar, which I also lined with embroidery floss, and the collar added a really nice touch. Then I closed it off with a button and some super glue. I added a small belt made of ribbon, because it makes a massive difference if you just uh, add a small belt to keep this in place. And then I make this cute little bow that I added on the tail, and I think it completed the dress really nicely. Then I make her a necklace, and it didn't fit through her head, and I was a bit surprised, and I thought maybe I can glue it on, but then I wouldn't be able to take it off. So after some struggling, I decided to add an elastic that I super glued to it, and now like more or less it fit through her head. So that's a success. The idea of a fabric necklace, like a collar or something, I think it's cool because it looks really polished, but the way it ended up looking with all the super glue, I don't know. I added a golden chain because I thought it would break up the fabric, because I don't know. Maybe I didn't think. Well, now I dived into my stash of weird mole horse accessories and fished out this little hat that I think more or less complements this outfit. And it doesn't really fit on her head, but if you try very hard, it won't fall off immediately. And the last piece is the small chain that I tied on her leg. Now I'm moving on to making the suit for the other guy. So first things first, I stitch around the back to make the line curvy to fit his back line, if that makes any sense. So now it looks like this wave, and I just cut off the excess. So if you put it on his back like this, you will see that it fits him perfectly. At some point when I was not recording, I made him an eye patch and a small bracelet, but I guess I don't have the footage. The next thing I did was to add a lining around his neck, to give this suit a more polished look, because I didn't even hem the edges. And I also add this nail polish sticker to the front to imitate a button or a brooch or something. And that was the last thing I did, so I suppose these costumes are now ready, and we can start making the movie or series or whatever. I don't even have it planned yet, so maybe I rushed into it a little bit, but I think these look pretty interesting. They're not the most polished things I ever created, but as fast projects, I think this turned out pretty cute. And also, sorry, this video is a bit like not good, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Well, so that's it for today, and see you next time. Bye!